I want to look at this bowl again from the Ubaid culture more closely, which I mentioned in the Realm of the Ring Lords video, because this is super important, I think. And it's got this double helix, or double spiraled serpent, on the bowl. And this is early Ubaid pottery. This is a picture from the Louvre Museum, and it's dated at 5100 to 4500 BC with this double helix on it. Okay, what does that look like? It looks like DNA. But how could it be DNA if this culture was 5000 BC? Because it's not DNA. It's representative of this double helix serpent. And here's just another article that tells you, yeah, that's from the Sumerian culture. And it is the double helix. It is about a magical tree of the Fertile Crescent. Goes into the Caduceus.
Unwrap a new kind of marketing campaign with
and it's about their deity, which is a Sumerian double helix snake god. That's what this pottery represents. That looks like the DNA that they throw up in our face all the time. So either these Sumerian ancient god people actually were ancient gods with special angelic knowledge as overlords, or it's not DNA. It's just a representation of the double-coiled serpent, which is more likely. Which would mean that we are being lied to about what DNA is. And they're just tossing that image up as sorcery like they do with the globe and all the other lies they spout. And that's what's more probable, I mean, it's highly likely because that's what they do. But what's really interesting is that they would be showing their dang serpent and saying that that's what our genetics are based on. Which is why I think they should speak for themselves. That's what I say. So the Ubaid. Ubaid were a pre-Sumerian culture from around 5000 BC in Mesopotamia who were Scythian in origin based on archaeological findings and artifacts, etc. Here's just some of where they were in Iraq, where the artifacts were found, but they match those also found in Tartaria village in Transylvania because of the Scythian nomadic ancestry that is shared between the two cultures. Archaeologists working in Tartaria and Transylvania discovered the remains of a cannibalistic sacrificial victim in 2 clay tablets dating to around 5000 BC, and those were the Tartaria tablets, which we've talked about before, and they were Sumerian and they were Scythian in origin. And on those were inscribed the name of Enki, Anu, and Lilith. And the reason I'm going to bring that up is because you see here, when Queen Lizzie here lit up this double-coiled serpent in her Jubilee party, and everybody said that looks like DNA. And then it went to the Tree of Life and all that kind of stuff. Well, it wasn't DNA. Because, see, Queen Lizzie was a druid. And Winston Churchill was a druid, along with many other Churchills. Ancient Order of Druids is a new Druidic movement established in 1781 in London, and the notable members listed are lords or dukes, including many of the Churchills, including Winston Churchill. Here they are. Lord George Spencer Churchill, Sir Winston Churchill. It's Druid. It's right here on Wikipedia. And this is what Templar Freemason Lawrence Gardner writes about Druids in his book, Realm of the Ring Lords. He says, the Druids and vampires Druids and vampires is an interchangeable term according to him. And because they are all about this dragon bloodline who are overlords. It said in his book, the Druids have Sumerian origins. Druids are priest kings of the dragon and are connected with the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. Just like we saw when she lit up this double-coiled serpent to the tree of life tree. It says in his book, they are identified with those magicians and scholars whose Transylvanian descendants, the Scythian Aryans, are Sumerian Anunnaki. The Sumerian Anunnaki were the dragon god kings who were instrumental in establishing the chakric system of Hindu and Buddhist Tantra in Hebrew, Arabic, and Greek Kabbalah, whose magical systems, as we all know, contain a glyph of the tree of life. The magical tree is a universal symbol, as in the early Sumerian depictions of the tree of life, the abode of Lilith. And if you think this is all just ceremonial and tradition, then think about the fact that Winston Churchill, who they lionized in history, was a very influential figure in World War II, and he's a druid. And think about the idea that they have everyone convinced that a double-coiled serpent is our genetic makeup. They are sorcerers, dragon kings, and they still have this kind of power to deceive the entire world because they get those instructions from their god, who is the dragon, the serpent, who wants to put his flag on everything, including our genetics. So this isn't DNA. That's what I'm trying to say. Thanks for listening.